You've achieved it all, the wealth, the success, the respect, yet you feel empty inside. There's a void that persists no matter how much you achieve. Your success is beginning to feel like a well-decorated prison. If success was the end goal, why does it never seem to be enough? Maybe it's that you took the wrong path from the start. We've all heard the saying that success or money doesn't bring you happiness, but the reality is that deep down, we all think that it just might still. The problem is that once we get success, it instantly becomes not enough and we start looking at the next mountaintop. And I'm about to explain to you why this is happening and what it is you actually need. So stick around and watch this video till the end. So what you're experiencing is the hedonic or the hedonic treadmill, where we keep going in the same cycles over and over again without experiencing any real change. We get to that milestone, we get to that marker, the certain salary per year, the certain level of wealth, a certain number in our bank account, the certain car in our garage, and then it feels good for a little bit, and then slowly that good feeling begins to fade, and we start thinking, oh, maybe it's not this level, it's the next level, and we continue to stay on this treadmill, constantly searching for peace, happiness, and fulfillment, and over again getting to our goal and then realizing it wasn't there and unconsciously getting back on the treadmill. And this video is not going to be about having to give any of that up. I know you like the cars and the wealth and the abundance that comes along with it. This video is actually going to explain to you that once you find true inner fulfillment and peace, you won't have less of these things. You will actually have more, and it'll come from a place of flow. This insatiable desire for more is actually the thing that is blocking you from moving into higher states of wealth and abundance. So the question I need you to ask yourself is, how will you feel, or how do you want to feel by achieving X? How will you feel once you have $1 million in the bank? How will you feel once you have the Ferrari in the garage? Just take a second right now and just ask yourself, how will you feel once you get to this? And whatever your answer is, the opposite is true for you now. So let's give you some examples. If your answer was, I'll feel happy, then that means that you're not happy now. If your answer is that you'll feel free, then the answer is that you're not free now. If your answer is that you'll feel respected, the opposite is true for you now, that you don't feel respected. If you will feel like you've did it, like you've proved it to yourself and to the world, that means that you don't have it now. And so the wild thing about this hedonic treadmill is that the thing that we have put in place to protect us from the opposite of what it is that we'll feel from success. Like if we want to feel happy, then that means that we're sad, essentially. And so to avoid feeling sad, we got to work to go and get success. But the going to get, the grind, the hustle, is the thing that is stealing our happiness. We work hard to protect our family, to provide for our family, but the working hard makes us work long hours, and then we're not there for our family, giving them the one thing that they really truly need, which is our love and support. We think that the success, the million, the $1 billion in the bank, the bigger salary is going to bring us freedom, but the pursuit of that number, the pursuit of freedom, is actually the thing that is stealing our freedom. So once again, this video again is not about having to give any of that stuff up. This video is actually about removing that block to make sure we are actually pursuing the thing that we are after. So what we've essentially done is we have placed an unconscious ladder on the wrong building. We've placed our ladder on the building of success because we thought that climbing that ladder would help us avoid, and this is all unconscious, it would help us avoid the feeling of not good enough. It would help us avoid, for me, it was the feeling of being poor or less than. It would help us avoid feeling like we had to work for somebody else. And when we placed our ladder unconsciously against the success building, we lost sight of what it is that we were actually after because we weren't even aware of the thing that we were actually after. We put our ladder on that success building because we unconsciously were avoiding some sort of pain. And so now that we've recognized this, we can then just reposition our ladder to the thing that we're actually after. So if we're after freedom, then we may begin to recognize that we can climb the ladder of freedom and still have success. We can climb the ladder of good enough and still have success. And actually, as we begin to heal and figure out why we're not good enough in the first place, when we become the state, when we believe in ourselves, do you think that is going to hinder or help our success? Of course, it's going to help. So we just want to look at what it is that we're really truly after and then set that as the intention. Now, the wild thing about this is once we have this clarity around our intention, there's not much else you need to do. The awareness that is coming to you from this video is that you had just unconsciously created a belief that success would help you avoid some sort of pain. And now you are coming into awareness that that's what you were using success for. And with that awareness, we can then shift to then begin to, I don't even want to say the word pursue, because you're not actually going to be pursuing anything. The state that you seek is already available inside. It's actually about learning how to unlock it from within. So this might be better explained in an example. If you think of a young boy and he's really bad in school, right? And this is like a lot of successful people don't do well in school. And so he's really bad in school. He fails tests, maybe even fails a grade. And at that young age, he feels completely segregated from his entire class. He feels like he is less than. He feels like he's not good enough. He feels like he is stupid. And that pain, while today looking back seems like not that big of a deal, but when he was in that pain was so intense that the mind unconsciously went to work to begin building protections from that pain. And so looking for protection, he begins to see people that work hard, people that are like him, that are maybe not that smart, that have success, that have respect, that feel like they're accepted, that feel like they belong. And then he makes the connection that if I just get success, if I just make a bunch of money, I'll never have to re-experience the pain of being stupid ever again. But in fact, the pursuit of success ends up bringing being stupid into his life over and over and over again. Not only is he stupid in the decisions that he makes and the pursuits that he takes, even though he already achieved success, maybe he's stupid in how he let his family slip, how he let his health slip. And he asked himself, how could I be so stupid? And the reason for this is because deep down, he still holds a belief that he is stupid. And without that awareness, he will continue on this treadmill of trying to solve or protect from feeling stupid with more and more and more. But when he finally comes to the awareness that, oh, I just need to sit in the pain of being stupid. I just need to reconnect with this thing that I've been avoiding my whole entire life. And I need to believe that I'm good enough. I need to believe that I'm smart enough. And when that shift happens, the success and abundance that you will experience will be like nothing that you could have ever imagined. And this is the process of truly understanding why you are the way you are. The thing about protections or survival patterns, and so the pursuit of success is a survival pattern to protect you from the pain of some sort of past trauma. And it doesn't have to be these big giant past traumas. It's just any past trauma, right, that you experienced, the mind perceived that as potential death. And it went to work unconsciously to protect you from that. And so now that you're in these unconscious protections, the thing that you're protecting yourself from will always end up showing up in your life. And so it's because at an unconscious level, you're holding in mind that you are stupid. And so that will continue to show up in your life. You're holding in mind that you're not good enough. So that will keep showing up in your life. And if you're watching this and you're already successful, or if you already have achieved quite a bit from the outside looking in, I just wanted to ask yourself, do you feel successful? And I know the answer is no, because I've been there. And so what we want to do is shift that. If you believed and felt like you were successful, do you think that would help? Of course it would. And so this is the process that we want to go through. We want to create clarity around what it is that we're trying to avoid so that we can remove that limitation and actually step into greater levels of happiness, fulfillment, and peace. If you've mastered external success and now you're looking to build that internal foundation, because success got you here. Success brought you to this point. And this is why we remained attached to our protections, because they've worked for us in some regard. They got us the thing that we wanted, which was success, except that was never the thing that we wanted was freedom. The thing that we wanted was love. The thing that we wanted was respect. The thing that we wanted was self-belief, right? And so we're reluctant to let go of success because we think, or the pursuit of success, I should say, because we think that in doing so, we won't have success, but the reverse is actually true. And so after hearing all this, you now know that true fulfillment doesn't come from adding. It actually comes from looking within and subtracting the protections that you put up to not feel. It comes from being fully aligned with what it is that you actually want to unlock from within. If you're ready to start living in your truth, if you're ready to start moving to a life of fulfillment, I invite you to book a free call with me where we can discuss exactly how we can do just that, so we can uncover these unconscious protections so that we can help you move to a space of fulfillment and peace, and more importantly, to a space where you are completely unlimited. And in fact, it will unlock more success for you, but it will be the right success this time. It'll be a success success on all levels. One of the sayings I have in spiritual growth or spiritual work is that you can have your cake and eat it too. You can have whatever you want. You don't have to give up success to have fulfillment. You don't have to give up success to have freedom. It's all available to each and every one of us. This is what I've experienced in the 20 years that I've been doing this work. And this is what I teach my one-on-one clients. Together on this call, we'll map out what it is that's broken, what it is that's missing, and we'll get you into alignment with what it is that you are truly after. Only thing is, spots are limited. I'm not doing any group calling or group coaching. It's only one-on-one work for high achievers. If you're interested, book a call below.